Today we are on day 37, so only 3 more days left. So it feels like it is finishing so quickly, isn't it? So it is happening like a Dhyana Yagna. And whenever we visit Dhyana Chakram or Dhyana Yagna, we feel like on last day, oh, we need 2 more days or 3 more days. So such a feeling we are having today here. Um, and welcome to day 37 again on this beautiful concept, beautiful subject, which is one of the core principle of Patriji, who always advocated on this topic, such a topic which is very close to Patriji's heart, and he always speaks about no death, no death, no death all the time. And today, as part of that, we have a special guest, and I don't need to tell who is that. You can see her. And we are so honored to welcome our sweetest, cutest, from inside out guest who embodies love and grace, inner beauty. Every time I see Madhu, I feel that gracefulness uh, in her presence. So she is recognized by Madhu and Ramesh together, Madhuram, which is a pleasant. The meaning is pleasant, right? So recognized by the masters across the globe. And Madhu embodies sweetness not just in her name, but also in her personality. Right? She talks with with such a grace with everybody, and she facilitates individuals in discovering their creative core and helps them to heal with art therapy. Since 2009, she has been affiliated with PSSM, marking a significant milestone in her journey. And when we refer to the people, right? Okay, he's my friend, she's my friend, or he's my close friend. But whenever you see Madhu, it's like she's my soul friend. That's what it comes to my heart. So, and I'm sure it is with everybody. And on this journey, her, since 2009, she has touched so many lives. She because of their involvement in spreading the positivity, not just in Germany at the moment, but also in the past. I have witnessed the amount of work they have done in Egypt, in a country like Egypt, where Middle East country. Uh, it's amazing work they have done, and the turning point in Madhu's life was in the year 2008, after a marriage with our wonderful pyramid master Ramesh Ram. And yeah, I mean, this is in PSSM society, this is what it happens, right? So in general, we say, oh, if, for every man's success behind there is a woman, but it can happen other way around. So in spirituality, so this beautiful couple, they have been conducting regular meditation sessions for almost more than a decade now. And you have known them from Egypt and now in Germany, in different parts of the world. They are wherever. Last time when we asked, when she visited, both of them visited UK, I asked Madhu, shall we plan something a day out, like maybe a kind of a tourist places we can visit? She's like, no, Ravi, I'm more than that. I would like to meet people, our masters. So she always wants to be with like-minded people, and who are like on this path of awareness. So they always see their strength in and they take the inspiration from Patriji's work every time when they feel that anything is the word I'm looking for, anything that even if 1 minute is there, they will think that, okay, Patriji never wasted 1 minute. He always either reading the books or teaching meditation or, doing one or the experience sharing, listening to somebody. And, that's the inspiration they take. And they are always doing one or the other spiritual work. And so many people inspired by Madhu and Ramesh, the work they are doing is amazing. And they are teaching meditation in Germany at the moment, and also those who are not aware about the Buddha Purnima celebrations that are going to happen next month, May 17th, in Germany. So it's a big program is going to happen. So we are expecting around 500 masters coming across the globe. So whoever wants to visit and attend that wonderful program, let us be there together. And it's going to be very beautiful, amazing event in and Madhu and Ramesh are really working. They are putting their heart into making that program a big success. So let us join that program. And with that, let us welcome, join me welcoming our soul friend Madhu to the platform. Is yours now, Madhu.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ravi. So happy to be here. And as you tell, this enlightenment on no death sessions are really wonderful because listening to every master's experiences and their own wisdom about no death. So it brings a lot of light, and it should be an never-ending subject. It should there should be no end to it. So we should keep on listening to it every day so that we can understand death in a much deeper sense. So happy to be here sharing one of my favorite topics because this is the need of the hour, and I would like to really share about my own experiences. And thank you so much for having me here. And so good to hear nice words from you.
Yeah, I
Thank you,
mean,
Ravi.
it is, yeah, not just me, everybody will agree to that. They have witnessed your presence, that graceful presence. And the no death session happened in during COVID time. Madhu and Ramesh, they have done 40 days of no death session wisdom on Beam's platform as well. And Patriji uh, made that, asked Madhu to create as a book, and the book also, it has the magazine also, as it has come out, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, so thank you once again, Ravi, and thanks to Master Sharda, Sri Lakshmi, and many other masters who are holding this platform so that everybody can benefit from these sessions. And namaste to everybody. And we will meditate for about a 2 or 5 minutes before I share about my own journey into this topic. So I request everybody to take a very comfortable posture by clasping your hands, fingers into fingers, crossing your legs, closing your eyes. Let us just witness our breath, our normal, natural breath. Our breath is the greatest reminder of how to celebrate life. All the keys to the higher understanding lies in the breath, or when we delve deeper, even beyond the breath. Just for 2 minutes, my dear friends. Let us witness the breath. Last 1 minute. 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now slowly place your both palms over your eyes for a few seconds. And whenever you're ready, you may remove your hands and gently open your eyes. So, welcome back, dear friends. It is very important to meditate before we receive any wisdom or before we are doing Shravanam. So, I would like to share my journey of how this subject of no death had interested me. So it all happened in 2020. In 2020, our dearest friend Nilima here in Germany, we usually conduct everyday meditation sessions on the Beam platform, and one particular day, Master Nilima was guided by the higher masters to share the subject of her father and her brother passing over. Right? And she shared that subject to everybody, and everybody had received it well because she had shared such an intricate topics that most of us have not heard before. How she had communicated with her father when her father left his physical body, and when what happened to her brother, and what her brother is communicating from the other worlds of what is happening in the other worlds with with her brother. She communicated everything, and everybody got fascinated, and everybody, it was like some kind of a relief they found when they heard all these things from Neelima. So instantly, I got a thought that why not doing some series with this no death sessions. See, PSSM had done a wonderful work, that Patri sir always recommended so many books, not only from the Eastern masters, from also from the Western masters. There's so many books that they speak on what happens after life, and where do we go, and what happens to the soul when we are going to take birth again, and all these kind of subjects have been covered by so many masters all across the world. So PSSM had compiled a book called No Death way back, I maybe in 2000s, like in the year of 2005 or 6 or 7. In that period, they have compiled this book called No Death. So wherein there are 49 concepts where every master are sharing their part of their own experiences about what happens after death and all these things. So so I thought, okay, why not doing a series with this? We did not delay. Just after 2 or 3 days, we have announced it to everybody, saying that we are going to do this kind of these sessions. And suddenly, this name strike to me, that enlightenment or no death sessions. So enlightenment or no death. Enlightenment is a big word, but enlightenment means uh, having a light on that subject. And no death is a very important subject that we all have to understand. So we started every day morning. We used to read each topic, and after the topic reading, we used to sit and meditate for half an hour's time. So there are so many people who, in this journey, they have got connected and they have shared their own personal stories of how they got transformed in understanding about death, in understanding about what happens after death and everything. So on 49th day, we have invited Patri sir, and we have told this to Patri sir, sir, we are doing this and want you to come and share your wisdom. And that day is really an eye-opener session, my dear friends. If you have not watched that session, please do watch that session. There are so many concepts that Patri sir had covered in that session, that every concept that he had shared has done some magic within each of everyone who have attended that session. That means it had imprinted inside us. That means it's not like only words that he's speaking. He's like literally sending some light, that sending so much of information, and that information had reached to each and every cell in our body. And we have received it, we all have received it well. And yes, shared about grieving, and when uh, when one leaves their physical body, and the family members, how they grieve, and what happens to the soul, like when one is grieving from the earth plane. So it's like putting them in the cage. We don't want a bird to be in the cage, right? So those kind of metaphors that he had used, and it really makes a difference when we think in that way. And he had said that one beautiful thing that sir also mentioned is, see, recently my father had left his physical body 1 month back, and many people said, oh, we are sorry for your loss. How can it be a loss? So it is not a loss at all. Like if we look in a deeper way, it is not loss at all. There, sir had mentioned one thing: your loss is someone else's gain. That means loss of not seeing him physically is someone else is gaining in the other worlds. For example, my in my father's case, my uncle, my maternal uncle, who is a best friend to my dad, and my grandmom, my father's mother, and my father's father. So they will all be receiving him in the other side. It's like a celebration for them. It is like a gain for them. Then if it is a gain for them, then how can it be a loss to me? Their their gain is also my gain, so there is no loss at all. So these kind of concepts that Patri sir had shared on that day, that has helped a lot on this in this regard. And about later, we did not end there only. We started researching more about, uh, sir had recommended so many books like Luminous Landscape of the Afterlife, and Three Lives by Lobsang Rampa. That wonderful book, my dear friends. I had finished Three Lives books in 3 days. In 3 days, I was like reading. I couldn't stop. I couldn't keep that book down. And what happens in that, how this person in that book, the main character, who is very amateur, who is born on the streets, and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know about God. Doesn't know about anything. He doesn't know anything about spirituality. He's a sweeper in the streets. And he has a good heart. And when he was helping some girl who had fallen into the water, and he this man, he leaves his physical body. And when he leaves his physical body, what his soul is seeing from the other side, I mean, like what he's seeing, like how his friends are treating him, where is his body, like because if you don't know anything what happens after death, then you will be stuck. It is very important to know what happens after death. So I used to tell to I used to, whenever I go to India, before also, I used to sit with my grandparents and I used to ask them, what do you think? Where will you go after you die? Many people, my relatives, they think that I'm crazy. Why are you asking these kind of a questions? Like who will ask these kind of a questions to the grandparents or parents, or your family members? Who will ask these questions? You want them to die, or are you seeing that they are going to die soon? So these kind of a questions that they get. But dear friends, it is very important to sit with them openly and to ask them, because the seed, the the subject that we share to them, the whatever we know, it is very important. May they not be accepting at that time, but it is very important that we sow that seed. So in this three lives book, what happened is, this person doesn't know anything about what happens after death, or what happens to the soul. Nothing he knows. He was in complete, like emptiness. Nothing. Days are passing, months are passing, years are passing. He doesn't know anything. He's in complete darkness. And when he was alive, he gets to know about this writer called Lobsang Rampa. And some of his friends, they will be discussing that, oh, there is this guy called Lobsang Rampa who writes about what happens after death and all these things. So he listens that. He just listens that, okay, there is a guy who writes about what happens after death. When he was in a soul form, when the thought occurs to him, yeah, there is life after death. That is that writer was writing, right? So I did not read that book, and my friends were speaking about it. I have overheard it. When that thought came to him, he was in light immediately. He was immediately in light. That means the just few words that friends had spoken on some random day had become a seed to him, that it had sprouted in the other worlds, that had helped him to come out of that agony, or that emptiness, that unknown thing. Like suddenly he was found in with some guides, the spirit guides, or like or like the guides. When we pass over, the guides will come and take us, or the family members, they come and take us. So for this person also, these guides will come and they tell him lot of things. They take him around, and they show him everything, and how it is very important to lessen the burden. So friends, we carry a lot of things, right? We carry a lot of thoughts. We carry a lot of, oh, okay, a lot of ego things that we go through in our life. But like we have to always remember, always remember that lessen the baggage. We have to always lessen the baggage whenever the need is there, or whenever the situation arises. We have to always think, is it really important for me to carry this? Because after we leave, these thoughts will come up, and we should not have any regret when we leave. When we leave this physical body, we should not have regrets. When we go above, like for this person, he will be taken to a big screen, like wherein you will be in the theater, and you will be having a screen in front of you, and you will see the whole cinema of your entire life, what all you have done. And the interesting part I have heard recently, or I've read recently, I don't remember. It said that not only what you have done, not only what you have spoken, but also what you are thinking will be also shown on the picture. My God, what will happen? So many people outside, they are very nice, like we do act very good, and like we do good things, and we speak good and all good. But here, are we doing the same thing, what we are acting, what we are speaking? Here it is very important. When we see what happens here in the other worlds, that picture, we really get scared. So that is why it is very important that we inculcate meditation into our lives, so that with that clarity, we we don't think here too much. What we think, what we speak, and what we act will be the same. So this person watches everything about his life journey and everything, and then he will be asked, okay, what will you do, like will you take a new birth, or will you take some rest? So that person says, no, I want to go. So this person will go and take a second birth as a priest, wherein he has little information about the spirituality and everything. And the third life, see, it's a continuation. It's not like that. It's not like we have only one life. We had so many lives. We had so many families. We had, like there's lot that we have been going through in all these lives. So then, though we know that, like, we have already had all these experiences, but we it has been erased from us, all these experiences. So that's why having this subject of no death, understanding about this subject is very important. I have personally experienced this when I went to Life Between Lives course with Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi in Quantum Life University. So I wanted to gift myself some some time. So I asked Newton sir. So sir was doing this program Life Between Lives. I happened to go there, and I have seen a few of my past lives wherein I have vacated my physical body, and what happened after I vacated my physical body, where did I go, whom did I meet, and who is my soul group, and everything that I have witnessed. And um, and uh, there I have seen a huge light in that, in one of my past lives when I vacated, and then in the other worlds I have seen a huge light. Maybe that's the source where I have come from. Not maybe, I'm sure that is the source where I have come from. And later after a month or two, I had put into a test whether I'm like, in life we are put into so many tests to see whatever you are speaking, whatever you're doing, whatever you are speaking is the same like what you're doing. So there was a situation, or like a fear or a death situation comes in front of you. Are you able to embrace it peacefully, or are you fighting? So it happened in Tanzania that I was simply witnessing that it was in we happened to go to a safari, and it's bushwalking we had gone to, and there were wild boars. They suddenly came from the, like, what do you say, that kind of a small cave kind of a thing that they live in. I don't know what it is called. So they live in there, and they all came out all of a sudden. And I was just in front, and whatever I have seen in Life Between Life sessions, will I be able to put into practice? Because that Life Between Life sessions made me understand about death, made me see that what happens after death. Will I be fearful, or will I be embracing as it is, whatever is coming? When I had no fear, when I had just simply witnessed, immediately there was a kind of a shield. There was a shield that the animals, these wild boars were coming, and suddenly, as if there is a shield, and they don't see me, and they just move like that. So there are a lot of tests. I mean, why I'm saying this is because uh, when death comes to you, you have to embrace it so beautifully. You should not fear death. So this is what I have witnessed at that time. And then later reading about luminous landscape of afterlife book that helped me a lot, and taught me a lot about other worlds, and like, what happens in the other worlds and everything. And recently, I had been to India in November, and in December, my father was not feeling well, and I said, okay, I'll commit myself to my dad. I will stay in India as long as he requires of me. So I stayed back, and from January, his health is going in a down line. So we moved from our small town to Hyderabad, and then there I was just seeing my father. Like, my father was a very he's a very good person at heart, but there are some things that he used to always reject. No, 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 no. He used to take things very lightly. But this period, when I was with my father, I had seen him how vulnerable he became, how gentle he became, how receiving he became. Um, he was well prepared that he was going to leave, but he had put us all into a maya or a leela, that a divine play that he had done, that he made us all feel that he's going to live long, though his health is like that, but he had that spirit that he is going to live long. And he taught a lot of lessons. And the best part that happened is, like, in the nights we used to spend a lot of time with our dad. Especially in our childhood, our dad was never around because he was always traveling. We didn't had much time with our dad. We didn't know how our dad is, what his thoughts are, like that kind of a bonding. We love our dad, but that kind of a bonding was not there. But this period when he was there, when we were all there, all my sister, my brother, we were all there at one place. My sister had come down from America, and my brother was there. So we were all there with my father. And every night we were all, he couldn't sleep in the night, so we were all sitting and we were all talking about a lot of stuff. And especially my mom was educating my dad. I don't know, she might have seen something, or she might have felt something, but she was speaking about to my dad about what happens when one vacates their physical body, and what happens um, when they go to the other worlds. Like she was preparing a lot of things to my dad. I don't know what made her to speak all these things to him at that period of time. Though he was showing all kinds of health, in the sense, like he was giving a lot of hope to all of us, but still my mom was sharing all these kind of experiences, stories, and everything. And then I used to talk to my dad about forgiveness. Uh, when when one is leaving, they have to leave very light, not burdened, right? So I asked dad, knowingly or unknowingly, you might have committed so many things, right? So please ask for forgiveness. It is very important that you ask for forgiveness. If otherwise, that will be burden, and it will make him more suffer. It will make him more burden to leave. So see, we were not having any clue that he was leaving. We were just doing intuitively whatever is coming to us, whatever we wanted to share, we were just sharing. So he was very well receiving. Before that, he was rejecting everything, but that period he was receiving everything. He was saying, "Yeah, I'm so sorry to whoever I have hurt," and all these things he was sharing. And what happened is, just few days before he was leaving, I mean, he was seeing some kind of balls, some orbs kind of a thing. Like whenever he used to see those things, his face was like a 1,000-volt bulb. It's full of light. And my dad used to say, "Hey, they're all going, like they're all passing." I said, "Okay, like I wasn't aware." But the way he had explained what are these, what color they are, everything. So I thought, okay, they are orbs. Then I wrote a message to Ram. Ram was in Germany, or I wrote to him saying that, Ram, dad is seeing something like this. So what should I do? Like, what should I, please guide me? Then he said, ask dad that whenever he sees them again, who are they and what are they here for? I mean, like, what are they trying to communicate? So I asked my dad that, when you see them next time, then you just ask them. You don't have to ask them loud, but you can ask them from your heart that, okay, who are you and why are you here for? Ask them. And I also asked one more question, that what happens to you when you see them? You get scared because something like that, seeing something like that, like you get scared. He said, no, I don't get scared. Uh, they're very, I feel good. So he said something like that, and then he asked, he might have got the answer, which we didn't ask again what the answer they gave, but we know. And my mom read so many books about this, and she's been a great reader, and she understood that, okay, orbs, okay, they are spirits, the family who had passed over before, the from the soul family, they are coming here. So she knows all these information. So but she kept it to herself. She did not reveal to me, and I also was knowing all these things, so I did not reveal to anybody because I didn't want them to feel weak. So so yeah, we were just there in that state, and then after few days, one day, it was that he was sitting on a chair, and suddenly he saw these orbs there. He said there are 60 number, and he was in joy like a child, like, like the child is full of happiness when he gets a candy or something like that, right? He was in that state, like, wow, like, dad is super happy. So then after 1 or 2 days, he himself, he was guided, he was literally guided by someone or the higher masters, that, okay, now I have to go to hospital, he said. Okay, so he said, okay, I have to please ask for an ambulance. So we booked an ambulance and we went to hospital, and on the way something was not feeling right, in the sense, in the stomach you intuitively feel, right? Okay, this is the time, this is it, like it's nearing. So he went, and everything was okay. And then suddenly the next day he got admitted on 10th, no, 11th of March, and 12th afternoon he was gone. I mean, like, he was just gone like that, like, and he, even in the hospital, in the ICU, he was so playful, in the sense, like, he was talking to the nurses, he was telling all stories. Okay, my daughter has come from America, my daughter is in Germany now. I mean, like, all kinds of things he was telling to nurses, and he was engaging himself, lot of things. And suddenly, like, he left in such a way that I was not there in the hospital when these things were happening, and my mother was not there in the hospital. And for that, I would like to explain that he had chosen it in that way. Many of my family members, they felt bad that, oh, this happened when you were not around, when you're not in hospital, this thing had to happen, oh, we are so sorry, and all these things. Recently, in November, when I had been to UK, I was in Arputa's place, and after we finished the meditation, we went for a walk, and there was a beautiful church. Arpita said, Akka, let's go to that church. So we went to that church, and we did some small meditation over there. And while coming out of that church, there were so many books that it's like a donation that they are giving for, and there were so many books. And one book was really calling for me, and I know the author. His name is James Van Prague. So he's a medium, and he communicates to the souls, and he conveys the message from the soul to the from the departed soul to the family members who are still alive. So this book caught my attention, and I took that book and I started reading from there, and then it helped me a lot to understand about. I've read so many books, but that book came in the right time, and the first topic of that book is guilt. First topic of that book is guilt. I would like to tell a story that in that book, that because it is the same case with my mom. Mm, Story goes like, there was a lady who was away from the hospital, and her husband is in the hospital going through a difficult time. And when she's not around, her husband passes over. She goes through a lot of guilt. She feels very bad. Oh, it's all my mistake. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have left him. I should have stayed with him in the hospital. So, a lot of things she was taking blame on herself. And this James Van Prague was in a conference, or like in a room where there were so many people, and some souls will come and they say, okay, the soul will come and tell, okay, some details about, okay, this hospital I was admitted in, and my wife's name is this, and all these things the soul will communicate. And if the I'm sure the family members will raise their hand, and they will communicate. So the same thing happened with this lady, and her husband's soul comes to James Van Prague, and tells to James Van Prague, through James Van Prague, that to convey the message to the wife, that not to feel sad, that he had left in that period where she's not around. So he says that I have chosen in such a way that that she's not around. If she would have been there, it would have been really difficult for me to leave. That is why when she's not around, I chose to leave, he said, and it is purely my choice. So when he said that, like the burden that the wife was carrying from quite a long time has been released. She felt so much light. All the time she was blaming herself, she was hating herself for whatever had happened. Um, because friends, we think that, okay, if I would have been there, I would have not let this happen, all these things we say, right? But understand, it is very difficult for the soul. It is very difficult for the soul, and we should be always in an accepting mode. Okay, if it is your choice to leave, I respect your choice, and you're free to go. And there is also one more thing that Patri sir had shared that had really, touched me. He said that um, it's, when our loved ones passes over, it's only that we can't see them. We don't have that eyes to see them, but they are always there. So only the mind brings separation. Okay, he's not there just because I'm not seeing, he's not there. No, that's why we have to open our eyes. That means we should open our third eye, or the visionary eye, so that we can able to see the clear picture. So that's why his emphasis was always on meditation. Meditate, 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 he says. So the more we meditate, the more clarity we get, the bigger picture that we get to see. So it's not only the physical things that we see, we see beyond it. So we become more sensitive towards all these things. So it's just because we don't see them doesn't make them that they don't exist. They are always, they live, right? So these when my dad it happened, this to my dad, and my mom was feeling very bad that she was not around. And luckily my mom read this book in December itself when I went to India. And I said, Mom, I finished this book. She took that book and she finished reading that book. So she had read the chapter. So when this thing had happened, me and my mom sat, and I told to my mom, Mom, do you remember what happened to that lady? That lady was like going through the tough time, that she left, her husband left when, like when she's not around. So the same thing happened with you, right? So dad chose to leave because otherwise it would have been very difficult. The 60 years of friendship, my mom and dad's is a great love story. I mean, like, they started liking each other from a very young age, because my dad is my mom's maternal uncle. So they are just 2 years age difference, but they are like best friends. They are like, it's a long friendship. So so my mom was so strong. I really appreciate my mom, that going through all these things, she did not grieve much. Many people, they grieve a lot when we lose our loved ones. We can feel sad because they are not, that initial period of that we can't able to see them and all. But we should not grieve for a long period of time. uh, if we are sad for a long period of time, that becomes grieving. So let's not grieve of our loved ones who passed over. It is they are in a better place. And and if possible we can educate them, inform them of what happens after one leaves, and how beautiful the world out there is after we leave. So we when we explain all these details, it is very easy for them to transit. If we don't explain, if we just keep it to ourselves, or if we feel sad, oh, I should not speak all these things, it is very delicate to speak all these things. It's okay, speak out. It is very important that we speak all these subjects, right from children to the eldest of all. So we should speak all the subject. It is the need of hour. It's not just it's not like we are expecting them to die, or if we are not like my relatives asked, do you see your grandparents dying, is something happening to them, like all these sorts of questions they raise. But it's preparing them, it's making them understand that there is, drop all the fears, whatever we have known, dear friends, whatever we have known about death. Okay, there is a hell, there is a heaven, that we are going to rot, all these things are not true. Trust me, they are not true. It's all we are all put into fear. It's a very beautiful world out there, and there's lot that we can explore in the other worlds. And we are here on this earth plane to really celebrate whatever learnings that we have gained from the other worlds. For example, we might be there are so many things that we can explore in the other worlds. There are so many universities, there are so many schools, there are so many studies in the other worlds that like that we can do. And we all might have done something, but when we came to this world, we have forgotten, really. We are lost with our own thoughts. So that's why it is very important to go back to that silence. When we are in silence, we get a clarity of why we are here for, and what are the things that we are here to accomplish. Or like there might be a simple things, but we have made a plan. We have made a plan before we came to this earth plane. We have made a plan. Okay, this time I will be taking birth to this kind of parents, to this kind of environment I'll be going to, and every single detail we have planned. But when we come here, we forget everything. So that's why it is very important that we meditate. Just, I always take this example, just from here to go to India, I plan so much. I plan so much, whom all I have to meet, how many days I have to be there for, and what kind of a weather it is there, what kind of a clothes I have to take. Every detail we take. Then just imagine, friends, from above we are coming down. Then what all we might have planned. We have to take a responsibility. We have to really take a responsibility that it is purely my choice. I'm here so that I've decided that these things I've decided in the other worlds that these things have to happen in my life. I have chosen that, okay, this period of time my father will leave so that I'll get to learn so many things. So lot of things we have chosen. Everything is like divinely planned, and we are the divine that we planned in such a way. So when we do that, then we are full responsible of whatever is happening. And when we are responsible of whatever is happening, we really know how to celebrate life. We will not crave, we will not cry. We are only in acceptance. We're only in acceptance. Trust me, friends. If that knowledge of, or that subject of no death wouldn't have come into my life, I would have really, in this, now I will be really crying. I'm laughing, I'm just joking around. It's just a month that my dad left his physical body, and many people say that, okay, why are you not crying? Okay, maybe you don't love your dad. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with you. It's not like that. It's not like that. I recently have seen a beautiful movie. It's called Sundaram Speaks. Sundaram Master, not Speaks. Sundaram Master. It's a Telugu movie. In that movie, they have taken a death scene very beautifully. See, in that village, it's a tribal village. In that village, one person leaves his physical body. That means he dies. So when he dies, that whole day, everybody is that person's name. For example, Ravi is being called by that person's name. Madhu is being called by that person's name. So everybody in that village will be called by that person's name that day. And the family members will be smiling, they will be laughing, and they are just celebrating. And like in India we say that, oh, um, the last you know uh, when a person leaves, we have to go and see them, like, and all these things. Akri, like looks, or like, all, I don't know the word, akri chuplu, something like that in Telugu we call. So so in that movie, it says that one person in the tribal village, he will be moving around, and the Sundaram master, who will be outsider from the city, goes to the tribal village. He will ask why there are no relatives, why the nobody is coming and seeing him for the last time. So this person will educate him that watching him last time doesn't mean that, who are they? Where is he to watch? He's not here. He's not in the body. He's already gone. Who are you watching? Like, who are we watching? And then he says, like, then what happens to the last? Like, how can no, somewhere the relatives have to come and see, right? No, the meaning of that is the last the memory that person has left, like the good things, or the work that he had done. That is the memory that we have to always remember. Not the person, not the physical body. The physical body is nothing, it's just a vehicle. But we should not give priority to that. It had explained in such a way. And then later, everybody will be sitting and they will be speaking all good things about this person. Usually in India, like, when something like this happens, if we don't cry, that means, like, oh, something's wrong. Many relatives of mine, they have put my mom into spot that, like, why she's not crying. Sometimes my mom had to fake to them that she's crying literally. See, my mom, I went to my mom. See, when you have a knowledge, you don't really cry. See, not crying doesn't mean that you don't love that person. Not crying doesn't mean that you have taken it for granted. No, no, dear friends. It is a very wrong notion that we all have. See, not crying means just you love that person. You don't that person doesn't want you to cry. Like, so if you're happy, that makes the soul be happy. If you're crying, 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 the soul will be attached. The soul will not leave. How will the soul will leave? So it will be very difficult for the soul to leave. So my mom had to act. My mom had to act to everybody that she's literally crying. But my mom told, see, I'm not getting tears. Like, there's so many things that society puts us into pressure that we have to do. If we don't do it, that means we are like a cuckoo. We are crazy. So lot of things that happened there. And here about my brother, I'll tell you about my brother. My brother, though he never expressed his love for my father, but he was having great love for him. I have seen my brother doing a lot of seva to my dad. Every night he used to press my dad's legs because my dad was going through a lot of pains in the legs. So he was all through the night. He used to sit with my dad and he used to press his legs. And he used to tell a lot of stories, and he used to tell, like, Nana, what we will do, like, where all we will go, and all sorts of things, so that he's engaging my father to speak and all these things. So they had created a great bonding. They had created a great bonding. And after my dad left, it had a void in my brother, that there is kind of a, like, something is missing in my brother's life. That day when we have cremated my dad, like, we came back home, and that night at around 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the night, my brother started crying in his room. And his wife was consoling, don't cry, don't cry, because brother was sitting. My brother was watching from the window, and he could see my dad's big flexi, like, the big poster or a banner kind of a thing that we have on the street. We had put a big poster kind of a thing, or a big banner kind of a thing. So he could able to see from the window of his, and he was crying, "Daddy, why did you leave?" and all these kind of a things. And he said, "Okay, Daddy, if you're around, give us some sign." Suddenly, there was a knock at the door, and it was really, it was really shocking. For my brother, it was shocking. Okay, then initially he thought that it is like my sister's kids. They might have come at the time, and maybe they are knocking. He opened the door, and there is nobody, and his wife also heard the same. And then again, second time he did ask, and he did. My dad, I'm sure he did the same thing. That means that he's conveying a message to my brother that don't mourn, don't cry. I'm always there for you. That helped my brother to overcome that. My dad will be always there with him. So from next day, he stopped crying. He became more responsible. He started fulfilling the duties, and a lot of things that has changed in his life. So that is about my brother, because my brother was grieving for my dad. This thing happened. Whereas for my mother, it was very light. She knows that my dad is in a safest place and he's well taken care of. He's with my uncle and everything. My mom knows. So that gave her a lot of confidence. And as a part of a ritual, like friends, I was 2 months I was in India. I was going around the hospitals. I was just fulfilling my dharma. My dad was not into meditation, so I can't, at that period of time, I can't push my dad. Okay, dad, come into meditation. I can't do that. So he was not in a state to meditate, and he was very much ready. Maybe I'm sure he must be very much ready to leave this physical world. And yeah, I was going through a lot of hospitals, lot of emotional training, and all these things were happening. And as a part of a ritual, we had to take his ashes to Varanasi. We went to Kasi. So the main reason is for that. And for me also, I wanted to go to that place. For one main reason is a lot of books I've read wherein they speak about this Manikarnika Ghat, where there are lots of corpses that come on that in that ghat, and there will be always a body will be burning into ashes there. So a lot of sadhus, lot of who are into these kind of practices, who are into Shiva consciousness, they go there and they do a lot of practice, like they do meditation a lot. So I just wanted to experience that. So what I did is, like, after we finished all the rituals to my dad, one night me and I asked my brother, can we go there? So my brother arranged the auto driver, and me, my brother, and my sister-in-law, we went with that auto driver at 11:30, 12 o'clock in the night. And at that time also, there are bodies were coming. It is said that there is no night or day in that place. There are always the bodies will be coming, and they will be burning into ashes. So I was there, and there were some sadhus who were meditating in a very deep state. So the moment you go there at that period of time, especially that period of time, and very ladies are not that much allowed there to go, because a lot of things were happening there. And so they were cremating so many bodies, and there I happened to sit and I happened to meditate, dear friends. That meditation was really, really very, very powerful, very powerful. Sitting there on that ghat next to that cremation, where the cremations of so many bodies are happening, your mind is at still, completely at still. There is a lot of reflections that we can have. Why am I here for? Why am I here on this earth plane? What is this play? Am I being authentic to myself? What all, like all these reflections came, and then completely everything dropped, and pure stillness I had experienced. So I wished to go there, and it got manifested. And after that, we went to Harishchandra Ghat, which is next to that, next to this ghat. There is Harishchandra Ghat. We happened to go there and meditate as well. It is again. It is said that Patri sir always speaks about meditating in the, in these kind of places where in a, what do you say, burial grounds or somewhere like that, because there everything is at stillness. There is nobody to disturb us. It's only our mind will disturb us, but there is pure stillness. In Germany also, I go to these kind of places, and I sit and I meditate. There's lot of reflections, lot of understanding that we get about life, of how to lead life. We will only understand when we go and see there, when we go and sit in silence there. Then we will understand what, how to value life. So that thing had happened in Kasi, and then we came back home, and then it was easy, friends. Like, it was very easy, just because the knowledge that Patri sir have been giving from past many years, from 4 years, he has been preparing us. He was so dear to me. He's still dear to me. Like, he's passing over was not a shock to me. Was really not a shock to me. And I am very emotional when it comes to Patri sir. Even if he don't feel bad, if he's feeling bad physically, I feel bad. Like a mother, I feel, like uh, like my baby is kind of a feeling bad. So that kind of a feeling I have towards him. And he leaving this world physically was not traumatic for me at all, because whatever he had shared the knowledge about death, no death, what happens after death, if we don't put into practice, then what is the point? So and that thing had happened when we were here in Germany. Patricer's leaving this physical body happened. With my dad, I had seen him very closely of how he left, and accepting that from that close was a challenge initially, but then it was, all the lessons, all the teachings were coming, and it became so easy. So that is why it is very important that we gain knowledge in all these kind of subjects, so that we can help many of our family members, many of our friends, so that they can be relieved from this. They can understand life in a better way. They can understand death in a better way. They can embrace death. There is no interference, there is no holding on, there is nothing. Everything is so easy, because as I told, we have planned everything. We have planned also our exit when we have to leave from this physical plane. Likewise, my dad had planned his own exit from this physical plane, and everybody have to respect everyone's choice. If they have decided to leave in a natural way, maybe my dad has taken the heart stroke as a way to exit. Some people, Sir Ramana Maharshi has taken cancer as an exit. Some people, some Buddhist monk has just left like that normally, just by will he had left. So it's everything is their choice, so we have to really value their choices. So my dear friends, read about this, understand about this, and speak about this. Don't feel shy, or don't be scared in sharing this subject to your near and dear ones, so that it is very important to speak. So uh, I hope I have shared my part, and yeah, there is lot from this subject that we can share. And yeah, thank you so much for this time and for listening, and yeah, being here. Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah. Such a beautiful talk, Madhu. Amazing. And the very first statement is having the light on the subject is an enlightenment. So everybody should have the light on this topic of no death. Um, that itself, like, it should give us enlightenment. And very nicely, beautifully put about this from the Three Lives book. um, he, the person, he overheard and he remembers and then immediately gets enlightened. So that's amazing, right? So now we have been listening this subject for last 37 days, and we are going to listen the same subject again for next 3 days. We are all enlightened, right? So, amazing. We are all so blessed to listen to this subject. For sure, it is going to help each and every one of us for a smooth, um, journey to the other side. And also we should spread this
Yeah.
to our family members, to our friends, and that seed, you know, that we sow, it will help everybody's journey, whoever we, and emphasizing on forgiveness and listening the baggages, beautifully mentioned. And we see that, in, I don't know what kind of screen we should call it, as 70 screen, or whatever the
Mm.
screen, right? So we see not only our actions or these things, emotions, but also thoughts.
Thoughts.
So everything is, shown there, the way that we see on 70 screen, the movies, our own movie we will watch.
Correct.
And thank you for explaining about your experience on life between life that you know and sharing your experience about when death comes, we should embrace it so gracefully.
Mm.
Sharing your personal story about your father has really, really enlightened, I'm sure, every one of us. And your mom sharing about,
Yeah.
it's like without any plan, and you are not even aware that he is going to go to other side, and you
Yeah.
sharing about forgiveness, and your mom sharing about other life, and your father seeing the ops, which are actually family, soul family members.
Mm.
And that guilt is very, very important, that so many people have left this planet earth during COVID, and many people could not see their, that final visit, what you said, the
Mm.
paying the final visit could not happen. And I know, like, even I heard so many people saying that I could not see because, that guilt is there in many of the people. And understanding this, they have planned. It's their plan. It's not that your mistake. So
Yeah.
we should be always, always in that acceptance mode. And we don't see them. It doesn't mean that they do not exist. They are
Yeah.
there. And that example that you have said, when your brother was
Yeah.
grieving, and then that is like, it
Mm.
shows, that is the proof that, and again, telling about Sundaram Master movie, um, that paying the final visit, who to pay? Is it to the
Mm.
spirit or to the body? Spirit is already
Correct.
left.
Yeah.
So, and the real person, the real spirit will not bother. So whether you pay
Correct.
or you, because it's already gone to the other
Mm.
dimension. And thank you for enlightening us, for again reiterating about the purpose of the life is to celebrate, and we have planned every bit of our life. You emphasized so many times on that, when, where we want to born, and when we want to born, and we choose our parents, we choose our place, and we choose way to travel, and all the plans we do. And when we are coming, descending from the other side, so how much plan we would have done to go back again, right? So an amazing, amazing, and thank you for sharing such a beautiful subject with your own last few weeks of journey, that you happen to be there with your father and with your family. Thank you, thank you. I'm really it definitely enlightened, uh, and it really went into each and every cell of our body. Yeah, thank you,
Thanks,
thank you,
Ravi.
thank you for programming our bio memory.
Yeah. I
Thank you.
think it was always there, Ravi. I think it's just that I have the spark
Yeah, yeah. And the way,
ignited.
yeah, it's like you have kind of, what do you call that, engravement, right? So you have done that. It is there, but you have like. Thank you, thank you. Yes, GK sir, you want to talk? Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Madhu garu, for your
Thank you.
wonderful narration, especially the family experiences and in the practical aspect, in the rural areas, and people, they can't digest the way we understand the death and then we
Correct.
behave. So that is very very important point. And nowadays we are trying to create a space to meditate
Mm.
near the um,
Yeah.
cremation area or even the dead body, wherever the people will do all sorts of their regular things. So we are in every meditation master's family. Whenever the soul is departing, we are trying to create a a dictum that all these masters should not talk anything, and just they go and they meditate. So people also, they used to that in such a way that they all belongs to meditation family, so they will do meditation whenever something happens. Like that, they will tell like that. But when you are saying about your mom, I just recollected, which I missed to share in my presentation as well.
Yeah.
My younger brother actually is the last one. He died in a car accident.
Mm.
So, which I came to know 1 month before in my meditation, that out of 7 members in the family, one is going to die. Almost 2 days, I got that message in my meditation. And when I went there to collect that body from the mortuary, it is almost in the outskirts of Andhra Pradesh, is a car accident. And the moment I went there, and everybody, all the police people are seeing that his own brother came, now we can give the body for him. But the moment I reached there, I am not getting any cry. Okay, in spite inside, I am, I am in my own state of
Yeah.
enlightenment.
Yeah.
And immediately my friends pinched me. You create a scene, at least behave like crying. Otherwise, they won't give you the body.
Oh,
Literally, this is what happened. And
yeah.
immediately, I just uh, kept like this, my head. And inside, I'm laughing. I don't want to show my face. What these guys are doing is they have to give the body. Soul has gone so many. 1 month before I came to know. And I just literally created some, drama. And then, they all came, and his own brother came. They tried to nab on my shoulder, and I took that body, and I only put with my hands all the ethylene, formalin, everything, and took it to Vizag in flight. Even after going there, Paul Vijay Kumar, my mentor, is there.
Mm.
Whenever I'm going near to the body, immediately he says, "Keep your face serious." We are all doing a lot of comedy inside the house. All my classmate friends and Paul and every one of us. And we are thinking like he will be there upwards night. We all sit for boozing, and then we'll talk to the soul. We enjoy with him. All these sorts of discussion is going on for us inside the house. And outside, everybody is crying. So that's why in the see, once we understand what we are, basically the primordial, the soul, and all this birth and death drama will be completely, we are out of it. And in fact, we'll have a forecast, which is going to happen, and then afterwards we can understand. So clearly, I can see when we are struggling, and I came to know through Ramesh, and then I know you are such an enlightened person. I didn't feel like calling you and telling you about all sorts of things. I know that you will take it as a celebration. Okay, let her come, then we'll celebrate in May in Buddha Purnima. That is what I thought. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you for sharing.
Thank,
Thank
thank.
Hello.
Hi, Sankeet.
Hi, madam. Really amazing, so madam. I was amazed, like a complete lively session. I can think the way you are telling every in a sequence. I was so much amazed to listen for every sentence and every word what you're telling. And you proved like example how an enlightened master can be in this world. It's like what we tell when we are in reality doing it. It is the success we can tell
Mm.
because we can speak and tell, but you have proved what I'm telling about no death. You have example. You are there, and that's how you celebrated and the inspiration to the all the master world, madam. You're great, such a great master and inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much, madam. Once again, your
Thank you,
all
Sankeet.
experience which you shared about your it's amazing. I feel, madam. Your mother's everyone's amazing thing. and meditating near the near dead bodies also is amazing. So very much
Yeah.
great these.
Yeah.
So once again, I want to thank you for this great session, madam. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Sankeet. Yeah.
Thank you, Sanket. Yes, Vindhya ma'am, seeing you after a long time.
No, a couple of days I missed, but I watched the videos. I want to thank you, Masters. I watched Master James. I missed GK Sirs. I watched every session is so informative. So thank you all for organizing this. Madhu Garu, very, very enlightening, actually very personal and informative session. Um, I had joined your other 49 day when y'all did with Nilima Master. Maybe not all days like this time too, but every time I get a new information. It's not 39 days, whatever different masters. Each master has given a different aspect, and you have related your own personal account. And um, when you mention like what Patricia said, one your loss is somebody else's gain, and such statements make us think there is no loss, there's no death, and you said that knowledge, if you have the knowledge, then there's no need to cry. You know what is happening, of course. um, and how you behave with your father, it gives us all inspiration, when we have in such similar situations. And you also mentioned it's too late for him to meditate. We always want our loved ones to, we know, that'll help. But you still handle without, meditating, still giving him that knowledge. So thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. All your stories that you have mentioned, the books that come to you at the right time, like your mother also got that. We get wisdom from everywhere, and we should be open to that. And the message can be from anywhere. So thank you. This platform has been so immense, beautiful. Yesterday also I was listening afterwards to Master James, and he was saying, in the duality there is death because it's opposite of life. But if there's no duality, so life goes on. You have to understand that. So
Correct.
a lot of wisdom. Thank you all. I have to go back and watch these again and again. So thank you.
Thank you, Vindhyaji. Yes, it's very true, Vindhyaji, that speaking about all these concepts is very easy. Reading from the books to everyone and sharing about these concepts, whatever you have read, is very easy. But when situation comes in front of you, that is a real test. Whether are you really implementing whatever you are sharing, whatever you have read. That matters a lot. That was a real test for me in India. The practicals that I had experienced in India. That was really it's a self check. It's not for others. Whatever I am doing is not for others. It's for my own self. I'm checking my own self where I am in this. In this where I'm progressing, or I'm just uh, falling down, and all these things. I have to check for myself. If we are speaking something and if we are doing something, then that's not right. So yeah, I made sure it's not like I did not cry. I did cried only once that I had cried. But later, no, it's just the tears had to come at that time. But then later it was just very easy, very smooth for me. So yeah, that's why it's very important to know about these subjects.
So, yeah, thanks for sharing. Actually, in March, I also went to Kashi, and I was there. This was my first time. I went with my son and cousin, so I wanted to meditate at Manikarnika, but I was right there, Ganga Aarti, it was right next. Everything is going on, celebration, and so you can see everything at one level, so there is no difference. So I would love to go back again, but thanks for mentioning that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. See, that's what I remember when Patrisi, we are with Patrisi in a trekking program, and one of the senior master, suddenly his wife died in a car accident. He came to Patrisi and he hold Patrisi and immediately he cried momentarily. That is where really I heard a very sensible statement from Patrisi. There will be two kinds of sufferings immediately after death of a close companion. One is a momentary cry or momentary suffering. and one is the long-term suffering.
Correct.
The long-term suffering is unscientific because we know there is no death. Momentary suffering, of course, yes, because we traveled with him, and that coexistence is lost. Again, we need to have such kind of a better friend in our life. Okay, so that's why that friendship is lost. So momentarily, people
They
can
tend
cry
to cry.
and they can clear that emotions, whatever that bondage attachment that is there, it has to dissolve. But thinking of the people that they lost and they're not there 6 months, 1 year, carrying it in mind, going into depression, yes, it is totally unscientific, and it's not the enlightenment actually.
Correct.
So that's why uh, that is very, very important, to understand that, and then accordingly we have to behave. Yeah. Thank
True,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such a beautiful concept that Patriji has. And yeah, thank you. It is definitely very enlightening. Yes, Pavani Garu, please.
Namaste, all of you.
Namaste, Pavni Garu.
Hi, Madhu ma'am.
Hi.
A very, very wonderful session. And nobody can expect this regularly, that an enlightenment or no death session can be like a cool breeze. So it was like that. So very soothing. It's marvelous. It's mesmerizing. And it is so healing. Anybody can get the strength that after losing their loved ones also, they can cope up with the regular life. And this is it. This is the way an enlightened master conducts the session. Amazing. Thank you so much. And when you were in Faridabad and you got to know that your father was not doing well, and it was an emergency situation also, but you did your work here, and it was so mesmerizing for me that this is the true pyramid master who does his or her duty um, completely, and then you moved on to attend to your father. And I just wanted to um, tell this to everybody. So not even a pinch of difference we could see. Nobody knows that Madhu ma'am's father was in the hospital, and her mother gave her so much of courage over the phone that you do your duty, and you're doing it so very well. And she is such a great mother, and our pranams to all of you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding this, Pavni Garu. Yes, I remember. I remember Patri sir telling one of his experiences wherein Patri sir's mom was admitted in the hospital, and sir was asked to go to some other place to take a session, and then he chose to go to that session. Uh, he was not there with his mom in the hospital. So he told that my duty and my dharma is to go to that session, and wherein so many people can benefit. Here to my mother, there is so many people to tend to, like who can attend to her and who can take care of her. But I have to go to. So we have to setting the priorities is very important. So what happened, friends? When I was in Faridabad, my relatives called me and they told, okay, your dad is in the hospital, and how come you become so irresponsible and you are just moving around, traveling around, doing all these things? They were just complaining. I told. And so at one point of time, I really got carried away, and I called my mom, Mom, do you think that I'm an irresponsible daughter? Then she said, No, 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 you are very perfect. Whatever you're doing it perfectly. Please go ahead. And we are all here to take care of your dad. So just go ahead with whatever you're doing. That is very important, she said. So that gave really strength to me to just yes to sometimes in life we do get carried away, like the test is you are put into tests and you do get carried away, but how quickly you come back to your senses matters a lot. So that all depends on the meditation practice that you do, the sajan sangatya that you do, the books that you read. That helps us a lot to come back to the senses, to the stillness very faster. You don't get carried away for quite a long time, and you don't cry, you don't feel bad. You just it's okay to get carried away. You just normal. So that was the state in December I was going through, and yeah. So thanks, Pavni Garu. Pavni
Thank you.
Garu, since you are here, can I ask you to sing a song, please? One song, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
will all just close
Actually,
our eyes for about 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. If you can sing a song, that will be really great.
sure.
So friends, please close your eyes. So just be with your breath.
నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము 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 నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము కానక కన్నది కైవల్యము నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము 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 పుట్టుటయు నిజము పోవుటయు నిజము నటనడిమి పని నాటకము పుట్టుటయు నిజము పోవుటయు నిజము నటనడిమి పని నాటకము ఎట్టనెదుట గలది ప్రపంచము ఎట్టనెదుట గలది ప్రపంచము కట్టకడపటిది కైవల్యము కట్టకడపటిది కైవల్యము నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము నాటకము కానక కన్నది కైవల్యము నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము నాటకము తెగదు పాపము తీరదు పుణ్యము నగి నగి కాలము నాటకము తెగదు పాపము తీరదు పుణ్యము నగి నగి కాలము నాటకము ఎగువని శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరు రేలిక ఆ వెంకటేశ ఆ శ్రీనివాస ఆ హరే ఎగువని శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరుడేక గగనము మీదిది కైవల్యము ఎగువని శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరు నేలిక గగనము మీదిది కైవల్యము నానాటి బ్రతుకు నాటకము నాటకము కానక కన్నది కైవల్యము నానాటి బతుకు నానాటి బతుకు నానాటి బతుకు నాటకము 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 నాటకము.
Thank you so much, Pavni Garu, for singing. It always
Thank you
touches
so
the heart.
much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thanks a lot. It is a divine opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Thank you.
meditating. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pavni garu, for such a beautiful song, timely, apt for this session. Thank you. Yes, Bala sir, we've been waiting.
Well, sometimes the words are not enough. So I just wanted to express this with this beautiful flowers for you, Madhuma, from all of us.
Thank
for
you,
coming
sir.
into this beautiful session today and making it so special for all of us, I'm sure, because all these days, Ravi, Saradaji, and Sri Lakshmi have gathered, masters from all over the world. It was been one of the most wonderful memories I could ever think about, because it brought back those memories when we used to sit down with Patriji and listen to him, whether it be day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whenever, So Pavani ji of all the, she's at 3 a.m. in the morning. She's kind of, she's kind of glued with us. That shows the power of meditators and the power of a family of these meditators, which is so special. So I just wanted to express thank you, Madhuma, for making this so wonderful this evening, because all these days we've been hearing masters, who have kind of talking about that, but you've just kind of just 4 weeks ago, you've kind of experienced it yourself in your, with the most dearest person of your life, I would say. And it's such a beautiful thing to kind of listen to those wonderful wisdoms that you've been kind of sharing with all of us. So thank you on behalf of all of us.
Thank you, sir.
And I just wanted to tell friends that as Ravi just expressed about being in Buddha Purnima happening in the 17th and 18th of May in Germany, I would request everybody to please pack your bags, and kind of, just come for this beautiful event. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. It's a family get together of we all likewise meditative souls. And, please don't miss this opportunity. There'll be lots and lots of fun, excitement, singing, dancing, meditation. And of course, Balrajji would be there with all of you. And, all of us
Making
would be there.
everyone
And
laugh.
Raviji would be there. And Saradaji would be there. And Sri Lakshmi would be there. And so would be, I think even Pari is coming all the way from America. And I think there are lots and lots of people coming from all over the planet to be together along with GK sir. Of course, how can I forget him? So, he's everywhere. So friends, please block your dates. If you've not done it, don't miss out on this beautiful journey and beautiful opportunity, I would say. And please do come. It'll be a lot of fun of all likewise minded people having fun together. So thank you, and looking forward to meeting all of you. And I'll save this Thanksgiving of thank you thing to, I believe there's a celebration happening on the 3rd day or 4th day. When is that happening, Raviji?
Day.
When the session?
Monday.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So let's wait for that day and waiting for the next 3 days. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ravi.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very
So
much.
good. So good to see
Yeah.
you.
Yes. So I think Sri Lakshmi and Sharada Master, they've been waiting to talk. So I would let Sri Lakshmi go ahead and
Thank you so much, Madhu. So I wanted your session to be here in these 40 days of enlightenment of knowledge sessions, and it got manifested. Thank you so much for your enlightening session, and so lots of love to you. So there is nothing much to say because everyone has shared the essence of it. So I want to share my love to you and to your father. Thank you so much, Madhu. Such a bonding you have with your father.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lakshmi. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking of not doing this session. I mean, like not now, but because I was in India, I know it is very important topic to speak. However, I was like occupied with my dad in India, so I thought maybe I might not be able to. I will not be able to do it. I was having these kind of thoughts, but when this thing had happened to my dad, when my dad had passed over, then I thought, okay, I have to speak about whatever I had experienced. So then Sharda came forward and she asked, and then things manifested that I had to be here because this is very dear topic to me, and I had to speak whatever I had gone through. So thank you, Sharda, thank you, Lakshmi, and thank you, everyone.
yes, yeah. Monica ji, yeah, I know you've been raised your hand, so you go first, and then we'll ask Sharada Master to talk later.
Thank you, Madhuji. First of all, I got the opportunity to meet you in person in Glastonbury
Oh,
when
yes.
we have Shakahar rally.
Yes, yes.
And I was 2 days ago, I was feeling your hug, you gave all of us. I was feeling that vibes, and I have no idea that today we had a session with you. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and the experiences you had. I had the same. My dad, he was in India, and he prepared me 1 week in advance telepathically that he is going to vacate his body, and I was not able to see him due to some reason. And when you were talking, every day I was like, I don't have to talk, but something comes up, then your soul said, no, go for it. It is your own healing as well on the same time. um and second thing, you talk about your brother get that signal. Yeah, same thing happened with me when my brother passed away. He was 19 years old, and the night we did all the rituals and everything. I was not kind of sleeping, I was kind of awake, and I felt that he touched my face, he gave me love. And I was like, maybe because we are crying, I'm thinking about him, that's why I'm feeling it. But I feel his touch again the moment I have this thought. Really, when your loved one are there, they give you that signal that you don't need to worry about the things, everything is fine, and now I'm vacated this word and everything. You have to just go with the flow. I accepted my dad's death. I accepted my brother's death as well, and my brother's death was in a when it happened, my mom got paralyzed. And as mom got paralyzed, I think my brother's spirit gave me that strength to take care of mom during that period. And it's amazing. I was always feeling his presence. Even when my dad passed away, my dad became so protective about me. He was always around me. He was like, if he wherever I go, like a signal I was getting that I don't have to talk to this person or something. And the day dad passed away, I was working that time as a carer. I was taking care of a elderly person who was like my dad. And I was for 24 hours with uncle. I didn't disclose anything to his family, what happened to me, my family. And when the next day I have to supposed to leave uncle's house, I explained his elder son, Bhaiya, this what happened. He said, Monica, I'm shocked. Yesterday, you were telling yet your dad passed away, and you came here, you were taking care of father, you forget about completely. I said, because for me, my dad was always saying, he was a army person, so they are very disciplined, very organized. So my dad was always saying, you know, live your life. You don't have to think that way. Go with the show. Wherever is the things, you must have to go there. A soldier is always ready for the war, so you don't have to stop yourself. And when I told this thing to him, he was so shocked. And I said, he feed our mind with those thoughts. And I know that when the dad left, he already prepared me in advance, in 1 week in advance, because he knows I can't come to India. I'm staying in UK. So he gave me that wisdom already. So I accepted it. And everyone was crying in my family, even my brother, my mom. I was the one who was not crying. I won't feel like I have to cry. I was behaving normally with everyone, whoever is calling. Like you said, in India, everyone, they were crying a lot, and I was like, why you are crying? Because my dad, when he was alive, he don't want us to cry. Now he is not here, so I don't have to cry for it. I have to think of him, think of the memories he created with me, the happy memories. He is always with me. He is around me. It's up to me how I am feeling his presence. And when you were talking about these things, I was correlating that I've been through those things, and you are in India, surrounded with family, and I was surrounded with my 2 kids and myself, no one else. And I didn't disclose it to anyone that my dad passed away, because I was like, is the time I have to meditate more, because my dad was doing meditation, and my dad name was Jagannath, and in English it's universe, the name of his meaning. And I was like, he was a complete universe. So he was doing all the time meditation, so I have to follow that wisdom you get from your parents, like you get that wisdom from your mom, to you were the pillars who were taking care of each other and supporting each other on the same time and understanding each other. It's a deep wisdom, and it needs that guts, that yes, what I am saying, I'm going through it and I am accepting it as it is. Acceptance is very important. Thank you so much. For you, 1 2 lines I want to sing.
Yes.
तुमसे मिलकर ना जाने क्यों और भी कुछ याद आता है, याद आता है। आज का अपना प्यार नहीं है, आज का अपना प्यार नहीं है, जन्मों का ये नाता है, ये नाता है। Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica ji. Beautiful. Yes, it is the connections from many, many lives. It's not only in this life. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica ji. Thank you. Yes, I think let's close with last few words from Sharada ji.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone has shared their words, Madhu garu. So thank you so much, and so graceful session we had. And it's not me. Actually, we have to thank Ram sir. So he asked Sharda garu, are there any slots left? So I thought maybe some master, he is thinking about some other master. And for long time, Sri Lakshmi, master, so she is also asking, so let us call Madhu. And in my heart, I felt like, yeah, we have to listen from you. We have to we have to connect with you. But it's like it's a very short period. Though it's your father and it's like short period, I felt like it's okay. It's okay to call it. I was a bit confused and was in doubt. So next day Ram sir messaged, are there any slots left? So I thought, yes, sir, one slot is left, because just the before day, one master is unable to take the session. So yeah, one slot is left. So I Ram Garu said, I asked Ram sir, so who is the master, sir? These are the dates. If the master is available, so please carry on. It's none other than, he said, it's none other than Madhu. So we were like, when me and Sri Lakshmi, when I shared to Sri Lakshmi, she's like, see, this is what I wanted. And it's got manifested. And yeah, thanks to Ram sir, especially for giving us opportunity to listen from you. And also the thought of Sri Lakshmi. Thank you. Thank you, Madhu Garu.
Thank you, Sharda.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know
Thank
it
you.
is.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know it is like we want to talk for whole night, but I think there is a purpose for this thing, and the call, we cannot continue until tomorrow morning. And Madhuji has a lot of work for Buddha Purnima. Every minute is important. But yeah, thank you. Jokes apart, amazing session. Once again, immense gratitude to you, Madhuji, as everybody is saying that the warmth in your hug and in your presence is also felt virtually. Yeah, so not in not in person, but also virtually. Thank you for this beautiful session.
Thank
And
you, Ravi.
yeah, thank you. And we will meet again with one other master tomorrow. So as you know, we are keeping it as secret until tomorrow afternoon. So secret will be revealed tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, who is the other master? Yeah, tomorrow. Thank you, and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m.